We'll begin with a moment of quiet. So just lie on the back, bend the knees. You can rest the hands on the body or on the floor. Lengthen the back of your neck. And just feel your weight, your bones settle into the support. And as you drop your body a little heavier into the earth, feel the freedom of your breath. So notice the feeling of the breath coming and going through the nose. Moving into the body, the rise and fall in the belly. And as you tune into the rhythm as it is, gradually then begin to slow it down. Let it become a little bigger. And feel the movement of the breath now, not just in the belly, but moving into the ribs and up into the chest. Notice the feeling, the inhale, bringing energy into your body, and the exhalation, releasing whatever you don't need in this moment. And at the end of this breath, let's cross the right leg over the left. So bring that left foot a bit closer to the midline of your mat. Cross your right leg over it like pigeon. Leave a little gap between the legs, and then breathing in, we'll stay here. As we breathe out, we're going to bring our legs over to the right. So your right leg is just pressing against the outside of the left leg, quite low down on the leg. Breathing here, this twist really moves through the pelvis. So feel that stretch all the way down the outside of the left leg. From the hip all the way down towards the knee. Take one more breath. And then bring this same shape in the legs back to the center and let them go to the left, aiming the sole of your right foot for the floor, the right knee towards the ceiling. Feel the outer rotation now in your right hip. Now let that right knee come over and down towards the floor. You could even put your left hand on it there. Draw it down and notice the difference. Now, where do you feel this? Breathe into that place. So the right arm is extending out to the right. You might turn the head to the right if that feels good. Come back to the middle when you're ready on an inhale, keeping the same shape in the legs. Let's just lift that left foot up off the ground. And could you slip your hands in around the back of the leg? Lift the left foot to the sky and circle your foot. Wake up your ankle, your toes. So here we're pressing the back of the leg into the hands, tilting the pelvis slightly forwards. You might even feel the back of the waist off the floor a bit. Flex your foot now. Press the leg into the hands. And then we're going to bend that leg. Draw it in, but see if you can keep your pelvis where it is in neutral there. Okay, let's change. Let go, put the right foot on the ground, cross the left leg over, the kind of supine pigeon position. Arms out wide, we breathe in, and on the out breath, the legs go to the left. I love this one. I think it's quite unusual how it stretches right down the outside of that leg, all the way from the outer hip. Relax your face, go to your breath. Maybe the head turns to the right. And then we come to the middle as we breathe in. We send the legs to the right as you breathe out, sending the sole of that left foot towards the floor, the knee towards the ceiling. Breathing here, maybe the head to the left. Listen to that left hip. Breathe into it. Nice. Now bring that top knee over and down. Let your right hand help it if you like here. Over it comes now. Breathe into this whole new feeling. So deepen the breath. We'll take one more breath here. Now come to the middle, keeping the same shape in the legs, and then lift that right foot off the floor. So we take our hands around the back of the leg, slipping the left hand between the two, and then lift your right foot up if you can. Now, if the leg won't straighten, doesn't matter. Go as straight as you can. Circle your foot. Pointing, flexing, curling the toes, go around the other way. And then pressing the back of the leg into the hands, flex your foot. Pelvis shifts into a kind of a neutral position, almost a forward tilt. And then as we breathe out, keep your pelvis right there. Bend your leg. And can you draw your leg in? Like it might not move. You should feel a nice opening in your left hip. Good. Let go. Let go and let's stretch the legs out, long down the mat and the arms overhead. Big breath in, reach to the fingers. And down through the legs. Now we lift the hands, lift the head, roll your way up as you exhale. Pelvic floor connects in, lower belly lifts in, we get all the way up. Let's breathe in, reach up to the sky and to a forward bend as we breathe out. Feel free to bend your knees. Breathe in, sit up tall. Let's do that a couple more times. So we're going to roll down, slowly curling through the back. Arms overhead, breathing in. Breathing out, hands up, head up, curling. Rising to sitting, inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, folding in. Two more like that. Inhale, sit tall. Slow as you can, curl it down. Exhale. Arms overhead, breathe in. So when you're coming up, as you breathe out, keep your hands as high as you can. And that's going to make it more challenging. Breathe in, hands up. Breathe out, forward bend. Last time, inhale. So hands straight ahead of us. We're going to roll it down through the spine, exhaling. Good. Arms overhead, inhale, enjoy that big stretch. And then we exhale and we come up. So if it's very challenging, just bring your hands really low to your legs and see if that helps. When we get all the way up, reach to the sky, we're going to come to this forward bend and we're going to stay with this just for a couple of extra breaths here. So bend your knees as much as you like. Drop your head in. A little yes and no with your head. Breathing through the nose. One more breath. Relax your face. We'll come up halfway on an inhale. So keep your hands where they are. Lift your body up. And then all the way up. Exhale. Hands and knees. We'll come to a little kneeling twist here. So let's do our cat and cow first. Let's anchor the hands down, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Little stretch for the front body and then round in, curling the tailbone, drawing the lower belly in, push through your hands, bow your head. One more time. So on that cat pose, on that rounding, let's really try and feel Mula Bandha. So lifting through the pelvic floor, drawing the sit bones towards each other and feeling the strength that feeds into the rest of the body. Release it, inhale, and then we're just going to take our right hand through behind the left wrist to twist through the upper body. So anchor the left hand, lean into the right ribs and breathe here. Come up as you're ready on an inhale. Place that hand on the floor and let's just go the other way as we exhale. Left hand through, the palm facing up, settling the shoulder and the head to the floor if you can go that deep. A little push with your hand now and breathe. I'm going to come up on our inhale. Hands out ahead of us. We'll exhale to Anahatasana. Go easy, mind those shoulders. Draw the lower belly up and in, lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the shoulder joints. Now, forearms to the earth. We'll come to our forearm plank, shifting forwards on your toes. Lift your knees if you can, and then breathe out. Heels back, head forwards. Hold it. Bend your knees a tiny bit. You'll feel once again that core strength. Feel Mula Bandha, connection through the pelvic floor, and that deep abdominal strength. No stress in your neck, just hold it here. Breathe in. And breathe out. We're going to let our knees come right down. And as we do that, kind of shift your body forwards. So you come onto the legs, point the toes back, upward puppy. Breathe in. Gather the energy through the arms as if you're pulling your arms towards you. Lift up through the heart. Come down. Let's make a pillow with our hands for our head and rise in locust. Inhale. Now exhale and let the hands go back towards the feet. Stay here. Shalabhasana. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands to the earth. So that's all. Still locust, but the hands are ready. We're going to rise in cobra. So strong legs as they come to the earth. Elbows back, shoulders back. Push the floor away. Lift to your knees. Tuck your toes, downward dog. Breathing here. Let's have a little sway through the hips. Drop your head. Your downward dog. So find your breath, your ujjayi breath if you can. Drop the head. Feel a little give in your elbows. That creates ease in your shoulders. Let's take one more breath. Walk the feet forwards just a tiny bit and bring your hands back down your mat towards your shins. Breathe in, lengthen. Push away from the shins. Breathe out and drop over the legs. So bend your knees, drop your arms, drop your head. You might have a little sway here. Lengthening and lifting through the backs of your legs. Drop the upper body down. Feel the tension dripping out of the upper back, out through the neck and shoulders, down the arms. Feeling of release. One more breath, really heavy head. Nice. Now bend the knees, uncurl some of the way, inhaling. Stay there, exhale. And let's go slow all the way up now. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders back, head in line. Inhale, open the arms wide up to the sky, reach. Exhale, bring your hands together down to your heart. Now bending the knees, chair pose, keep the feet hip width apart. Breathe in, lift the arms. Now press your palms down, push your arms down and past your hips. So we're staying in our chair, bring your palms to face each other and lift, inhale. And this time as we press the arms down and back, pull the heels up. And then put the heels down, inhale, let the arms rise. Deep chair pose. Exhale again. Heels up, hands pressing back. Heels down. Inhale, sit deep. We're doing that one last time. Exhale. Heels down, hands rise. Inhale, sit even deeper. Bring the hands together and fold down, Uttanasana. Hands to the earth, feel it, drop your head. Hands to your shins, inhale, lengthen, lift halfway, walk it on out, downward dog. Bring your feet together, lift your right leg now, inhale, way up high. Bring it through between your hands, exhale. Back knee down, put a cushion in there if you'd like. Keep the hands on the ground either side of the front foot. Breathe in, lean in, hips forwards, heart up. Breathe out, pull back to half splits, straightening the leg as much as you can. Do that 2 more times. So we'll come forwards, could even bring our hands up on the leg as we come forwards. And then breathing out, hands to the earth, pull the hips back over the back knee, no further than that, bow forwards. 1 more time, go forward. So if you'd like here, you could even lift the arms up, crescent moon, hands to the earth, pull back, half splits. And drop your head. Now go forwards, keep the hands on the floor, breathe in. Bring your hands to the left, shifting to the left side of your mat. Spin your foot, left foot behind your knee across your mat. Put your left hand now at the end of the mat. We're going to straighten that right leg as we reach the right arm overhead and stay here. So put the sole of the right foot on the floor and point the toes to the side of the mat that you're looking at here. Good. So as you breathe in, we let it, actually on the out breath, we let it open a little more. The hips come forwards, the heart opens. So you could do that on the inhale or out breath. I find I'm doing that on the out breath. On the inhale, I'm softening the hips, sitting back a little bit. Find the phase of the breath that works for you to feel that pulsation. We'll go for 1 more. Soften through the hips. And then lengthen and open. Good, now come back around to the top of your mat. Shift your foot out to the right a bit more so your hands can be inside it. Take a breath here. And then if you can, breathe out and go down deeper inside the leg. Maybe the forearms to the earth, that might be a bit much, or we can use blocks. Opening that right hip. So you might even roll to the little toe edge of your foot. Let's bring our hands to the earth. Breathe in, straightening up the arms, foot to the floor. Take your leg back. Set up Anahatasana again. Hands out in front, breathe in. Breathe out, lengthen, bowing the heart, but not pushing. Forwards, forearm plank, inhale. Hold it, feel that core connection. Bring it on down for upward puppy. Inhale. Exhale, come down. We're going to set up modified bow. Bring your hands back, bend your knees. Breathe in. Breathe out, hands to the earth, straighten the legs. Now inhale, cobra. Or you could take it higher to upward dog if you're ready. Bring it back, downward dog. So feet together. Breathe in and lift your left leg up. Slow, really high. Bring it through. Exhale. We're coming to that low lunge. So pop in a bit of cushioning under your knee if you'd like here. Okay. And then we breathe in. We lean the hips in. Lift the heart. Breathe out. Roll on the front heel as you pull the hips back. Good. Again, so as we go forwards, if you like, we'll bring our hands to our front leg, a little deepening of the stretch in the hip flexor. Hands to the earth, half splits, just easing in a little bit further. Forwards once more. Will we take it to crescent moon? We'll lift the arms. Keep breathing in. Now, long breath out. We're going to that half splits one last time. Empty the breath completely. Come forwards, breathing in. Now we're shifting to the right. So we're bringing our hands to the right. We're spinning the foot behind the right knee. So it's across your mat. Right hand finds the earth or a block. Turn your left foot so your toes point to the edge of your mat. Now here we go. Arm overhead, straightening the left leg. Now if you play with the distance between the foot and the knee on the ground and the knee and the hand, you'll find you'll make it a little more accessible. You'll find your place. So remember now, it's this little pulsation. There's a bending at the knees, at the hips, and then lengthening through the left leg, opening through the front of that right hip. Couple more breaths like that. Last breath. Open. And at the end of the breath, let's bring it back around all the way to the top of the mat. Move your foot out to the left, get your hands inside it for lizard. So breathe in. Breathe out and down we go. Ribs, chest, easing towards the floor. Okay, this is about the left hip. So if there's space in the hip and it feels satisfying, you can go to the little toe edge of your foot. You're kind of rolling onto the foot. Now, it's not about your ankle or your knee. It's from the ball and socket joint in your hip. So only go as far as that hip will let you. One last breath. Hands to the earth, foot to the earth. Bring yourself up, breathing in. And bring it back. So you're on our knees. Hands out ahead of us, breathe in. Here's our little, almost like a kneeling downward dog again. Anahatasana. Exhale. Open. Forwards, forearm plank. Inhale. Feel your strength, your alignment here from the heels right through the core to the head. Come down. Upward puppy. Inhale. Exhale, we'll come down, and again we can do modified bow, or we can take it all the way now. We can hold our ankles, breathe in and rise. Wherever we are, let's stay. Let's breathe out, just soften. 2 more breaths. A little more of a rise as you inhale, a softening as you exhale. Last one. Inhale. Now exhale, straighten the legs, but we'll let them float as we bring the hands to the earth. Cobra or upward dog, inhaling. Downward dog, exhale. And walk on up, halfway up your mat. We will take our hands to our shins, breathe in, lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and bow. Bring your hands around the back of your ankles and tuck into Uttanasana. Now again, hands to your shins, breathe in, lift halfway. And then this time we're going to take our feet a bit wider, turn them out and come towards a squat. So again, as always with this squat, respect the body you're living in this moment, the hips you've got today. Breathe. Ease the hips a little deeper as they're ready. And then make your way to the ground. So whether that's hands and knees to get there or reaching around to sit down, we'll sit. Eventually we'll meet each other here. Feet out in front. Now mermaid. Lean to your right and swing the legs to the left into our mermaid position. 90 degrees with the back leg, 45 with the front. Okay? Turn right. Bring that left hand to your right knee. Lift your left hip and look over the right shoulder. Come back around. We turn to the left. A little spin to the left. Maybe we'll lift the right arm. Just reaching there for that side opening. Back around to the right. This time put your right hand on the ground. Get nice and stable there. Lift your hips and the left arm can go over your head. Breathe. Sit down. Stay sitting on your right hip and lift your left leg up. Bring it around in front. Straighten it out. Send it back. We're going to do that 2 more times. Really moving from that left hip. And if possible, without your hands. So way back and then out in front. Okay, bonus one more. Back. And now, when it comes around in front, hold the little toe edge of your foot with your right hand. Okay, and put the left hand on the ground behind us and sit the left hip down. You're on your sit bones. Push your foot now straight out to lengthen your leg. Yeah, good. Now breathe in, up tall through your chest. Breathe out, turn the gaze over the left shoulder. And if you can find your balance, lift the left hand. Sit up tall. Good. Take another breath. Release back around. We send that leg back one more time just for fun. Poor little leg. Okay, sit on your right hip. We're going to bring it all around. Feet to the front. Mermaid the other way. Lean on your left hip and the legs around to the right. A friendly mermaid. How's your right hip doing? Is it okay? If it's comfortable now, we're going to the left. Right hand on the left knee. And we look around over the shoulder. So in this twist, we're letting that right hip lift up with us and come around. But you do try to sit as straight up as you can. It's okay to lean to the left, that's fine. As vertical as you can be. Now come back around. We'll take our twist to the other side. Don't change the legs. Just twist the other way. Would it feel good to lift the left hand? Go for that if it works. So again, you're trying to get your body as vertical as possible. Come back. And put the left hand on the ground. I prefer this bit. I love this. You bring your hips up, your arm overhead. And it's a little back bend. So let those hips go forwards. Let the heart lift. Breathe. And be open to it. Changing, rising, and lengthening. One more breath. And then we'll sit down. This is so good for our hip, this next bit. So we sit on the left hip, lift the right leg, bring it out in front, and then bring it back. Just do that a couple more times with your breath. You need to use your hands, you can, but if you can do it without, do it without. Last one. So when it comes around in front this time, catch a hold of your foot. I'm using my right hand to help me get there. Left hand on the little toe edge of that foot. Right hand to the ground behind you. And now sink the right hip down. So sit. We can keep the leg bent if we need to. Sit up tall through your spine. And then as much as you can, push the leg straight out so that maybe it straightens. Tall spine, sitting on the sit bones. Twist to the right. Head turns. And maybe we can lift the hand, reaching it straight back behind. Breathe. Come back, let go, and just for symmetry, we better send it back again. And around again to the front. Good. Legs out in front. Arms out ahead of you. Breathe in. Breathe out, roll down. All the way down to your back. Arms overhead. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay here in this full extension. One more breath. Then gather your knees in. And now hold your feet. If you can get them, happy baby. Breathe here. Lengthen the back of the neck. Shoulders relaxed. Just feel your shoulder blades against the floor. Good. Let go. Savasana. So gather what you have. Gather your props, your comfy blankets and things to keep yourself warm. And as a bare minimum, put a folded blanket or a cushion under your head. Nothing too high, but just something to elevate and lengthen the back of your neck. You can put 2 blocks and a bolster over the top, cushion for under your head, and maybe even also a cushion for each hand, which is the back of each hand. Put a blanket over you, get your socks on, make sure you're cozy. It's very hard to relax if you get cold. Then bring yourself to rest so that the knees are slightly elevated. If you're using those props, your knees are the highest point. Your feet are a little bit lower than your knees. And then feel the softness in the hip flexors when you do that. Now take a moment to adjust. We've got the legs right, we've got the pelvis nice and connected to the earth in a neutral curve through the lower back. So the waist is not flat on the floor. It's a little gap under it. How's your head? Adjust what's under your head so you feel the throat is relaxed, chin slightly towards your throat. And now give your arms space. If you're using those cushions, they land where you need them. You don't reach for them. And the thing with that little bit of an elevation through your hands is it helps to soften the elbows and the shoulders. So take a moment now just to notice the joints, the softening of your joints. Feel the breath come and go. And do a little scan of all the joints. Wrists, elbows, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Let the joints relax. You'll even feel the joints in your fingers soften. And in that softening, in that letting go through all the different joints, you're allowing your limbs to settle back towards the body. Feel the arms, the legs, even the head gently retracting. Everything drawing back so that the center of the body can relax. Feel this softening now in the center. Let go of anything you're holding in the belly and feel the belly rise and fall. Notice this moment. Notice how the body feels. Notice the sounds, whatever they might be. Not labeling anything as good or bad. Just let the sounds in the world around you come into your awareness. Notice this moment. Feel the breath. Now allow a deeper breath to come into the belly. And as you breathe it out, bring the back of the waist towards the floor, the kneecaps towards the ceiling, and we'll bend one leg at a time, bringing the feet to the bolster or the earth. Just pause. And roll to your side. Coming up in your own time. Find a seat. Sit whatever way is comfortable for a moment and bring the palms to face up, the hands just resting in the lap. Close the eyes. Once again, notice this moment. Bring your hands together in front of the heart and bring to mind something you feel grateful for in your life. Let's breathe in and stretch up to the sky. Gather your hands together, draw them down to the third eye, the heart center, and the earth. Namaste.